Thank you very much, Margaret and Nana. We begin with some 700 angry workers with the AUCUN company SICAM yesterday embarked on a strike action demanding for their unpaid 13-month salary. The angry workers made several attempts to talk to the management, but to no avail. Thanks to the intervention of the Douala 5 DO, Dr. Cletus Asangwe, peace was restored and agreement was made. Take a listen.
Who represented the various personnel, the various staff, and then presented to me their difficulties. And I want to say here that it is a pathetic situation for some people months, but they too have been patient enough because they understand what their company is going through. This company that has not been functioning from the time COVID started, and today the administration, the central administration, is aware of the situation, and measures are being taken not only for the salaries to be paid, but for the company to restart its activities. So we are calling on the workers to continue to be patient while these measures are being implemented. Meanwhile, for the time being, gratifications will be paid to them. Between now and Wednesday, the gratification will be paid to them to permit them to at least continue to live while waiting for the salaries to be paid and for the company to resume activities. That's why we have called on good citizens here who have understood this message to retire, and they have responded positively and they are going home. After some time, whoever will be found there again will mean that there are people who are only out for trouble, and the forces of law and order know exactly what they have to do. But I think it's not going to get there because they are understanding enough, and all of us are going to leave this place hoping that between now and Wednesday, the gratifications will be ready for payment.
And according to statistics, about 14% of Cameroonian adults suffer from chronic kidney disease. The statistics also reveal that 8 out of 10 patients who suffer kidney problems are usually diagnosed late. It was made known today that Cameroon joined the international community to celebrate World Kidney Day yesterday. Details with Ferdinand Egbe.
Advancing equitable access to care and optimal medication practice. It is on this theme that Cameroon joined the international community this 14th March 2024 to commemorate World Kidney Day. Considered by many medics like Professor Halle Marie Patrice, Chief of Service of the Hemodialysis Center at the Douala General Hospital, to have a silent evolution. According to statistics, 11 to 14% of Cameroonian adults suffer from chronic kidney diseases.
Chronic kidney disease is a major public health problem in the world and also in Cameroon. The estimation in Cameroon is around 11 to 14% of Cameroonian adults who are affected by this disease.
While 8 on 10 patients suffering from kidney problems are diagnosed most often late in Cameroon, the causes of the disease vary from race, age, and infections, among others.
The main causes in our setting are chronic infection, viral infections such as HIV, hepatitis B, C, and other, parasitic infection, and also bacterial infection. After that, we have hypertension and diabetes. We also have drugs. We have drugs who are main causes of chronic kidney disease, some tumor, cancer, especially cancer of the pelvic region in women, and prostatic cancer in men.
Considering that chronic kidney disease cases come with a lot of psychological disorders, in the prelude to this year's commemoration of the World Kidney Day, the Douala General Hospital, in a one-week sensitization campaign, invited nutritionists and psychologists to disease.
And today we are closing our Kidney Week with the talk addressed to pigs as the real World Kidney Day. And we invited our psychologists and nutritionists to talk to our patients, to talk of family of patients, because chronic kidney disease care of our patients. So today they are having this talk to educate them how.
Being that the early symptoms of the disease are most often neglected and the disease is only discovered at the final stage, medics advise that healthy lifestyle will save many lives from the killer disease.
Preventive measure is to have a healthy lifestyle, drink a lot of water, avoid obesity, practice exercise, avoid auto-medication. If you are sick, you go to the hospital, reduce salt, and if you have one of the risk factors, go to your doctor for a better care. Check your kidney function once a year.
And Cameroon, March 14, joined the international community to commemorate the International Glaucoma Day to mark the end of the week-long activity which started on March 11 with theme Uniting for a Glaucoma-Free World. The disease, though, still have cure. Medics do advise yearly eye screening could help a great deal. Henry Warner spoke with an ophthalmologist, Dr. Abum Joyce, and sought to know from her the causes and preventive measures of glaucoma.
Glaucoma actually is a group of eye conditions that actually affects the optic nerve, and it causes irreversible blindness. So most of the time, people who have glaucoma may not really experience any specific symptoms because it's something that occurs progressively, slowly, without any pain. And when people usually have glaucoma, they find themselves coming to the hospital at a very late stage where most of the time they are already almost blind. Actually, looking at the theme of this year, it's really interesting because we're talking about uniting the world uniting for a glaucoma-free world. And if we want to talk about Cameroon should be particularly involved in the sense that most of the time, people who have glaucoma, and we're talking specifically about the one which is common in our society, we'll be talking about the primary open-angle glaucoma because there are various types. This is a particular glaucoma that affects blacks in particular because of their ethnicity. And so if we are supposed to unite the world for this, is because we particularly can easily be affected by this disease because we have this black ethnicity that makes us susceptible to be affected with the disease glaucoma. Yes, actually there's a link, and really looking at the risk factors of glaucoma, there are diseases such as you have just named, diabetes, who also is a risk factor for glaucoma. After the 14, we keep on encouraging the whole society, communities to come for checkup because as a black person already, we encourage a yearly eye checkup, and most especially for someone who already has a member in his family who has glaucoma, and equally people with disease like diabetes, people who have short-sightedness, people who have hypertension. We're encouraging them to come for yearly checkup because these are all diseases that can lead to glaucoma, and we want to detect it early in order to prevent the progression of the disease because it leads to irreversible blindness.
And the giant outage affecting several countries in Central and West Africa has caused the inaccessibility of military agency informs the general public of disruption in the provision of internet service on all operators' networks throughout the national territories. Bus, optic telecommunication cables, information high. The Communication Regulatory Agency IRT in a press release. The same press release from the Telecommunication Regulatory Agency also specifies that